Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Mike Swick to defeat Chris Lieben. And I'm here to talk about Benoit Saint-Denis versus Ismael Bonfim. Benoit Saint-Denis, he is 10-1. He is, I didn't write down his age, but I'm assuming he's under 40. So there's that. He's got 3 inches of height and 2 inches of reach over Ismael Bonfim, who is 27 years old and has a record of 19-3. Benoit Saint-Denis is 10 wins, come 2 by knockout, 8 by submission, and then the 1 loss is by decision. We saw that loss. It was the Zaleski dos Santos at his debut. It was an ass-kicking and one fight in which he showed a lot of heart, Benoit Saint-Denis, a lot of heart. And it was also kind of embarrassing for the UFC and the sport of MMA altogether. Not only in that the fight wasn't stopped, but that the doctor came in on camera and asked Benoit Saint-Denis, "Do you have a headache?" He was sitting there with lumps and blood all over his face, like, "Yeah, I have a headache, you fucking idiot." I think I ran this bit the last time I did a Benoit Saint-Denis fight. Anyway, Benoit Saint-Denis, he rebounded with 2 solid wins in the UFC, taking out Gabriel Miranda by TKO in round 2, like 10 seconds into round 2, but really it should have been at the end of round 1. And he also beat Nicholas Stolze by rear naked choke in round 2. He's gotten some solid wins throughout his short career. Guys that have solid records outside the UFC. This guy Luan Santiago, Mario Said, and this guy Artur, this Polish fighter, I think, or whatever. But those guys have nice records, and it's no coincidence it took him more than round 1 to get him out of there. He got them out of there rounds 2 and 3 via arm triangle, rear naked choke, and a TKO over the guy Mario Said. Benoit has decent cardio. I feel like that was on display in his loss to Zaleski dos Santos. You can't take an ass kicking like that without having good cardio. But it's also good to see him getting some finishes deeper into the fight. You know, those 3 wins I mentioned were before he got to the UFC. And then the 2 wins in the UFC, I should have mentioned, they both come in round 2. Maybe I did mention that. I don't know. But either way, definitely got the majority of his wins deeper into the fight, and they're all finishes again. He's never won a decision, but he's a guy that has size in this advantage, and I think a grappling advantage, but I don't know if he's got the wrestling advantage, and I'm very doubtful he's got the striking advantage. Ismael Bonfim, he's an awesome fighter, 19-3. He's got 9 wins via knockout, 4 via submission, 6 via decision, and the 3 losses all come via submission, but they were all 9 years ago, if not longer. And there are 2 of them anyway, with really good fighters today. Renato Moicano and Adriano Moraes, who's over in 1FC. He guillotined him, Moicano rear naked choked him, and this guy Jeff Lucas rear naked choked him in round 1 and then retired with a 2-0 record. So, whatever. But he's looked very, very good since then. His fights before he got to the UFC, he looked really good, kicking ass in the LFA. He's a boxer first and foremost, but he's definitely a skilled submission artist. His brother is a bona fide submission artist in MMA. I can't say that about Ismael, but no doubt some of the training's rubbed off. He's not bad at all as a grappler, but on the feet is where he wants to be. And as he showed against Terrence McKinney, he's fucking deadly. Really fucking deadly. And he's got good cardio as well. Didn't show in the McKinney fight, but his previous fights before that, he went to a decision a few times in the LFA and looked good in every fight, aside from one where he kind of slowed down, but he let the guy crowd him a little bit, just knowing he won the decision anyway. He was up on the cards. But he's definitely got an advantage over Benoit Saint-Denis in the striking. Even though Benoit is the bigger man with 3 inches of height and 2 inches of reach, I don't think that's going to play a factor unless he's able to get down Bonfim and get on top of him in rounds 2 and 3. That's where I think his size could start to overwhelm Bonfim and he can find a path to victory. But if he's not able to take Bonfim down, which I don't think he'll be able to, I've got Bonfim winning. I think Bonfim is going to light him up on the feet. I think he's going to be really, despite being the shorter man and the guy with the shittier reach, I think he's going to be dictating the range. He had great movement, great range control against Terrence McKinney and everybody he's fought. And I just think so much of this guy that I can't pick Benoit Saint-Denis. I can't even bet on him, even though he's at plus 230. Well, I can't bet on his money line. I will bet on those juicy submission props in rounds 2 and 3 because I think that's his primary path to victory. But Bonfim should win this fight. So I'm staying away from this one unless the knockout props look that good. I'm just staying away from this. I was considering betting on Bonfim at minus 310 to beef up some parlays and whatever, but I'm going to sit this one out. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.